Hey guys, it's Steven here. Welcome back to another video and another episode of the Transfer Target. It's been a bit quiet over the past week or so because, of course, of the Euros, which means one thing: as soon as the Euros slows down for a day or two, of course, loads of Manchester City news and transfer bits pop up to fill those column inches, and we're going to go through all that today. Before I do that, though, I want to say thank you to OneFootball once again for being absolutely awesome. OneFootball is my favourite football app, bar absolutely none. It's been sponsoring my channel for around 3 years now. It's fantastic, and over 10 million people have downloaded OneFootball, so you should go and do the same and get up to date with all the Euro 2020 news and, of course, all the news from around the world of Manchester City, be it transfers, be it stats, be it all the good stuff about your club that you love. Click the link in the description right now. Help support my channel a little bit and go and download OneFootball in the link in the description, and I promise you, you will not regret downloading it. Do it right now. I also want to say thank you as well to my latest Patreon, the legend, the absolute legend that is Scott Denemy. Scott with the big Denemy energy there. Scott, a long-term supporter over on the live video. Scott, thank you so much. He's gone in absolutely huge there with a $100 tier. I'm saying that quietly on Patreon. Scott, I'm going to be doing videos with Scott every single month, and of course, Scott will be my Patreon producer, means he gets a shout out at the end of every single pre-recorded video like this. Scott, you're a legend. I owe you absolutely loads. If you want to help support the channel as well, patreon.com/Esteemed Kompany. And finally, before I get into these headlines, I will be live at twitch.tv/Esteemed Kompany around 6 p.m. So chances are when you're watching this video, you get it relatively early. I will be live on Twitch as well. So come and join me live where we chat about all of today's stories down the bottom in loads more detail. And have a good time. It's fun over at twitch.tv/Esteemed Kompany live. Good old fun times. Around 5:30, 6 o'clock, I will be live. Right, let's get into the video. And we're going to start with the news that apparently, according to Richard Corley, who's a journalist for the London... Who's he a journalist for? He's the sports editor for London News Online, and he said that Manchester City want to keep Liam Delap, and they will not be sending him out on loan. Now, this comes from him doing a little bit of research, because I think he covers Millwall, and Millwall have been big on trying to get Liam Delap on loan. And according to Richard Corley, he tweeted, "I just got told over the weekend that City aren't going to send him on loan. They want him in their first team squad," which is very interesting indeed. What I will say is that I've heard this a billion times before with these young players. Take it with a pinch of salt until it actually happens is what I will personally say, because football is fluid, you know. Young players are told one thing and then things change like that sometimes, and that's just football. I do suspect Liam Delap's good enough to be involved in the first team squad. Do I fundamentally believe this will happen? Maybe. I think it's variable. I think it very much depends on how the transfer hunt for a striker goes, basically. And I think as it currently stands, City will not send him on loan because he could be part of the first team squad. I think it could be a situation where it's kind of true but also not true, and very much put it this way: if a big striker like Harry Kane comes in and we've got Gabriel Jesus still, and Jesus wants to stay, and we've got Ferran Torres still, he's fourth in the pecking order there. He is, because Ferran Torres will play ahead of him, Gabriel Jesus will play ahead of him, even the false nine system will probably play ahead of Liam Delap. Is that fair? Probably not, but that's probably how it'll go down. It's Guardiola, and we all have to be realistic about it. I absolutely hugely rate Liam Delap. I think he's a fantastic player, but I will say take this report with a pinch of salt until it materialises into something tangible. I do like the idea of Delap getting some chances in pre-season, which will happen for what it's worth, and we know he can do it at first team level because we've seen him literally score for Manchester City. It's just whether Guardiola thinks he's ready enough or not. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with the transfers. I do think if we don't get a striker, chaos will kick in, for one. But two, I do think it means the lad will probably stay around in case they actually need him. But we'll see on that front. Something to keep an eye on, but something not to... I wouldn't throw you out on it. I don't think it's necessarily going to happen. I don't think it'd be interesting. Sports media set have claimed that Inter Milan have turned to Benjamin Mendy as an option at left back. The Frenchman is out of favour of Man City manager Guardiola, and is thought he would be let go for the right offer, and Inter are weighing up a move, which is interesting. Now, I don't know if this will happen or not, of course, but I think it's fair to say Mendy is on the peripherals Manchester City. He definitely very much is the backup to the backup to the backup. I would say Cancelo and Zinchenko are more likely to play there than Mendy at the moment. Mendy's a decent-ish player, Ben Mendy, but I wouldn't blame him whatsoever if he wanted to go, you know, go and try life in Italy. I mean, we know that players, he's 26 years old. I think he turns 27 soon, actually, in July, Mendy. We know that certain players have done pretty well. Over Inter Milan, Lukaku's done his career no harm whatsoever. Ashley Young did all right there as well, for crying out loud. Darmian's there as well, the ex-United lad, and they've had a whole bunch of players Inter have done pretty well there. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw them come in with a loan offer. That would make sense. The whole loan with an obligation to buy or a fee agreed or something like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if City decided just to get him off the books full stop. Because he's not really fitted in. Even if he's there, for emotional reasons, it's not enough of a reason. Elsewhere, there's been a little bit of news from The Athletic, which is interesting because The Athletic do have good connections with Spurs. Charlie Eccleshaw, who's a correspondent for Spurs for The Athletic, has claimed that the relationship between Harry Kane and Daniel Levy is pretty much broken after the Spurs striker basically went public about wanting to leave this summer, which is interesting. They are relatively connected, at The Athletic with Spurs, so that's very, very interesting. Of course, we can't really read anything into it until anything actually happens, but if they're saying it, I'd pay attention to it at the very least. We'll have to see how that kind of unravels, I guess, but it's not an absolute nobody saying this for what it's worth. Of course, Spurs as well have just got Nuno in as their new manager, the ex-Wolves guy, so there'll be a lot of positive and a lot of energy around the training camp when they get back together. But as part of a new manager, you come in, you expect certain players to be there, but I'm not sure Nuno Espirito has got the profile to keep Harry Kane at Spurs? We'll have to see, but I would not be surprised whatsoever if there is some kind of friction between Kane and Daniel Levy. I mean, I'm not sure if it's going to happen. I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised even if it doesn't make sense for Spurs to keep Kane, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to do that for an insane amount of money, given the fact, hubris is a big thing in football. Sometimes people will act unreasonably, even if someone's offering a load of money and a player wants to go. And I think in this instance, it'd both be reasonable and understandable if Spurs, unreasonable and understandable if Spurs dug their heels in. So we'll see. Ben White has been linked to Man City, the Brighton centre-back. I think this is via talks, but I'll be honest, I think this is a load of nonsense. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Ben White's on a long list of potential players, if a potential player left one day or whatever. If Laporte pushed and move or whatever, maybe City would look at Ben White. I don't know. But either way, Arsenal have been bidding, haven't they, apparently? I think they'll be on the third bid if they put another bid in for Ben White, which would cost over £50 million. And he seems like a good footballer and he can pose and all that kind of stuff, but they're 23-year-old, I don't know if Manchester City would actually do this. It doesn't make an awful lot of sense to me. Brighton are a good footballing side, and of course they're in the Premier League, so they don't really need to sell the player. Ben White had a good season. He was an outside chance for an England call-up, which is very impressive to be fair to him. But I can't see Manchester City actually going for him. I wouldn't be surprised if City, if they did sell Laporte, didn't actually sign anyone and kind of try to get through with Ake, Stones, and Diaz. That might be naive, but I wouldn't be surprised at all. Maybe I'm wrong there, but stranger things have happened. Either way, I think this is probably nonsense. Other than that, the news breaking today is that capacity crowds will return to sports stadiums on July the 19th. All the COVID restrictions in the UK will be lifted, which means the Premier League will have full capacity back, and of course the Community Shield as well at Wembley on the 7th of August. The first game back being the 21st of August as well at the Etihad Stadium, which is interesting. It's very interesting. Let's see how that goes down. Indeed. I'm cynical. Oops, hit my mic there. Sorry. I'm cynical to see how all this happens and plays out in this country. You never know with this government, but we'll see. Either way, it's great that fans will be back in the stadiums, and that's a positive thing. For now, though, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know down in the comments what you make of all today's stories, and I will be live at twitch.tv/Esteemed Kompany at 6 p.m, possibly when you're watching this video, who knows. So go and join me over there. Big love to Scott and all the rest of the Patreons for supporting the channel, patreon.com/Esteemed Kompany. Download OneFootball, carry on being absolutely awesome. While you're there, give that like a big smash and hit that subscribe button and let me know down in the comments how you're getting on today. See you in a bit.